Hello, role-playing people! Today I want to say a few words regarding the Reconciler faction for Demon the Fallen. It's very easy to point at them and say they are the goody good guys, kind, gentle, and caring, but their need to be forgiven almost at any cost, the need to be accepted and confirmed by the giver and the host, thus playing for the winning side, very much like being accepted into a gang, can lead to horrible things. What Reconcilers are not? Absolute lovers of humanity, martyrs, peaceful pushovers for the other factions to boss around and intimidate as they please, and honest, virtuous beings who seek to right everyone's wrongs and make the world amazing once more. Oh no, had this been the only face of Reconcilers, I imagine the Luciferans and Raveners would have eaten their souls a long time ago. What Reconcilers are, in one word, traitors. Traitors waiting to make their move, fallen angels who seek forgiveness for their sins, giving in to the idea that the rebellion was wrong. They are willing to do whatever it takes to obtain such forgiveness from a creator and a holy host who are absent, completely absent, leaving the Reconcilers stumbling around blindly for a means of how such a goal might be achieved. They assume that by doing the right thing, whatever that means, or somehow undoing their sins, they can earn their place with heaven's loyalists if the giver and the host are still keeping this world under observation, something which is very unlikely. They might just be more delusional than the Luciferans, who are desperately looking for their long-lost leader in the hopes that he knows what to do. Still, if Reconcilers want to undo the sins and make it right, that means they are the good guys. Wrong. My greatest surprise while I was reading the Demon the Fallen novel trilogy was to discover that the earthbound antagonist named Avitu was, in its own twisted way, a reconciler. Avitu arrived to the conclusion that conscience is too much of a burden to bear for humanity and they should be returned to primordial Edenic ignorance. As we can see, this character doesn't want to destroy the world, shatter reality into 1,000 pieces and mock the giver and host. Oh no, this character profoundly regrets the rebellion and the pain it has caused. Now, the cult of this Earthbound removes conscience and the inherent pain that comes with it by lobotomizing most of its followers, the end goal being to lobotomize the entire world into a state of painless, vegetative existence. But of course, this demented, tormented Earthbound is not representative of Reconcilers. Yes, you are correct, though it's plain to see that with the right push, in their twisted frame of mind, if they believe it will genuinely earn them forgiveness, Reconcilers are capable of committing the greatest atrocities. Being forgiven and accepted into a community, being more like one group to the detriment of another, doesn't automatically mean being and doing good. We can only imagine what a creator who abandoned the world and left it to die will ask from the traitor rebels who seek to get back into its good grace. This faction, though fairly benign so far, might resemble Raveners closer than they think. And their hopes really seem misplaced, the poor delusional fools. Before the war, the deal was return to the giver and be undone by your true name. That was the only mercy in store for them. Do they really believe they can get a better deal after they lost the celestial war that shattered creation and were sentenced to an eternity in the pit? I think not. Are Reconcilers truly delusional, though? Maybe not quite, since they have indeed recovered some celestial artifacts that are impressive and seem to have belonged to the Loyalists. Everyone else believes the giver and the host simply vanished, but what if they are actually watching this world from another plane of existence, one of the very many that were in place initially? If demons can be pulled from the abyss, if the summoner with enough faith can bypass a prison so strong that the architects of the universe couldn't shatter it, Why wouldn't a summoner with sufficient faith say, "Return the loyalists to this plane of existence, at least one of them, enough to finally confirm that they are still around"? In this case, surprise, surprise, other factions might just get their own confirmation that the war is indeed not over. Where would that certainty lead, I wonder? So, as with all the factions in this game, Reconcilers are complicated, but they are neither merciful nor powerless. They do not love humanity above all things, they love themselves first and foremost, which is why the entire faction is a betrayal just waiting to happen. They are not martyrs, and they do not care for their rebel brothers and sisters, not any more than they absolutely have to, in order to walk the earth once more, but if you're not careful, they might just be your ticket back to the pit. In conclusion, these guys are nothing to laugh at or disregard. They might be the most delusional fools both sides of the abyss, but if anything is going to lead them into thinking that the host truly can be brought back and bargained with, their fervor and newfound maniacal hope will overpower the Ravener's nihilism without any difficulty, regardless of what will be asked of them in exchange for that forgiveness. Something good for everyone? Or something more wicked than anything the Archdukes have to offer this world? I would sooner fear an excited, fervent Reconciler more than any other faction. Thank you very much for listening, and hopefully this little rant gets you seeing the Reconciler faction in a new light. Take care, have a good one, and don't forget to play.